Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Don't Touch My Music podcast. I'm Kiana, and I'm here with my co-host Chardonnay.
Hi.
We're back with another Thursday episode or whatever.
Yes.
And today's episode is all just throwbacks, all of it, the whole thing,
Mm-hmm. The good
because
things.
yes, because we're gonna be talking about the top five best-selling albums worldwide, specifically.
Yes.
Um,
Clarify.
yeah, And let me preface it by saying that there's actually a lot of discrepancies about how to count albums for these lists. So, what we went with are sales that have been certified in multiple countries, as many countries as there are with certification boards and
Yeah.
certification organizations and whatever. So these are all certified sales that we're talking about, and that's why the list is what the list is. So don't come at me with
Period.
other things.
And the list is giving. So,
Exactly, and also it's worldwide
yeah.
because I know that there's that whole debacle with the Eagles and Michael Jackson. So we're gonna go from 5 to 1. Number one being most sales, number five being least most sales. Least most sales. And yeah, so we'll start with number five.
So, the fifth best selling album of all time is actually Come On Over by Shania Twain. And it was released in 1997 by Mercury Records. And it sold about 29.6 million copies, which is a lot.
Mm.
And the genre is country slash pop, and it features tracks such as Love Gets Me Every Time, Man, I Feel Like a Woman, That Don't Impress Me Much, and From This Moment On. I actually know From This
Mm.
Moment On because it's been played like multiple times in St. Martin, and even persons
Mm.
like would sing it at weddings or stuff like that.
Yeah,
Um, but I didn't know that Shania Twain
was the singer.
sang. Yeah. I was like, Shania,
Shania
your
is
name?
iconic.
Yeah, I'm like, because when I saw the name, I was like, she sounds familiar. But then when I listen to the songs, I'm like, I know these songs, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I grew up listening to Man, I Feel Like a Woman and That Don't Impress Me Much. Like we used to listen to the shits in the car on a cassette
Mm.
tape.
Listen, that's to tell
um,
you. I mean, it was
yeah.
released in 1997, so
Yeah,
hello.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah, 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 for sure.
yeah.
But just it's an iconic album. But
It
anyway,
is.
here's
It is.
some little facty facts, some little tidbits of information about the album and Shania's accomplishments with the album. So she got nominated for 6 awards at the
Mm,
41st annual Grammy Awards, and she took home 2
nice.
of her nominations. And then the following year, so at the 42nd annual Grammy Awards, she got nominated 3 times and took more, took home 2 more Grammys.
Nice.
So the album was massively successful, critically acclaimed. And it was also cool because it was an album where she had a lot more creative freedom. And her producer, who was her husband at the time, uh, they
Wow.
they both had a lot more creative freedom. So they really were just set on exploring the full extent of the genre of country pop instead of
Mm-hmm.
sticking to like the more traditional country style.
Yep.
And I feel like they did the thing. They did it. They did the thing.
And what I liked about this album and the songs is the fact that everything sounds so clean.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like everything sounds so clean and simple, but yet rich.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not like where there is so much instruments
Mm-hmm.
a part of the song and
Mm.
you cannot hear maybe another instrument. Maybe there is like you can't hear the piano, for instance, or you can't hear the drums, for instance, or whatever. Like you could
Yeah.
hear everything
Yeah.
clear
It's
and
super
concise. And
clear.
then
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and then her vocals is just smooth on the songs. And I'm like, wow, this is really well
Yeah. Yeah.
put together, like
It
mixing,
is.
mastering, like it's well done, you know?
They did the damn thing with the album, and like Not to mention the iconic music videos that came out of this as well. The
Mm.
Man I Feel Like a Woman music video is one for the books.
Mm.
And the That Don't Impress Me Much music video, I used to watch the shit out of it. Every time it was on like VH1 or MTV when MTV played music videos. So, number 4 is Hotel California by a little band called Eagles. Um, it's also very iconic. Eagles are pretty iconic. It was released in 1976 under the label Asylum. The total certified sales for this album were 31.5 million copies.
Ooh.
Which is no jokey joke.
That's a lot.
Yeah. The genre is rock. I saw a lot of websites calling it soft rock.
To touch on that a bit, like when I listened to the album and especially the song Hotel California, I don't know, for some reason it started off and instantly I got like semi reggae vibes. Yeah, because I mean, me being from the Caribbean, hearing reggae all the time, or even listening to reggae myself, like I can identify the little how you say, musical points of the genre. So when I heard Hotel California started, I'm like, is this reggae? I mean, I probably heard it before, but just refreshing my brain. It gives like a kind of reggae vibe to it. Like you said, it probably has like a few influences there in their little thing. But yeah, go ahead. The tracks.
So the featured tracks are obviously Hotel California, New Kid in Town, and Life in the Fast Lane. To be honest with you, I was only familiar with Hotel California from this particular album.
Me too. Honestly, me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't listened to much Eagles in general. So Hotel California is that one song that, like, first of all, everybody knows. And second of all, pretty much the only one of theirs I was exposed to. I don't remember anybody in my family really listening to a lot of Eagles. So
I heard of their names. Nobody come for me for this, but I heard of their names and I heard the song Hotel California, but like listening to their song or growing up with their music is not
yeah, no. Me neither.
Yeah, no. Just to give you guys a little interesting facts about the album Hotel California from the Eagles. The album won a Grammy and so did the single New Kid in Town. And Hotel California and New Kid in Town topped the Billboard Hot 100. And the band said that Hotel California is actually a concept album that covers the themes of loss of innocence, the perils of fame, illusions versus reality, etc. Which is kind of interesting because I listened to a song called Witchy Woman from them. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it covers a lot of like a lot of stuff. But when I was reading about it, they also said that there are common themes throughout their albums and throughout their songs. And also they said that there was a weird misconception that the album was like Wild West themed.
Okay.
And they were like, no.
And I'm like, how did you get that kind of vibe? Because that's not what I got.
Yeah, it's probably from some like synchronization things. It probably got placed in like pretty likely, specific themed films and TV shows.
It kind of kept them in that realm because the perception in people's minds. That's why, guys, this is kind of off topic, but that's why your image as an artist is important and where you place your music. The third best-selling album is none other than The Bodyguard from Whitney Houston. Hello.
Miss
This was released in 1992 by Arista, right? Arista, the label Arista. And the total copies sold was 32.4 million. Obviously, the genre was pop R&B, and it features tracks such as "I Will Always Love You," the iconic
"Listen,
I Will Always Love You," written by Dolly Parton. I don't think most people know that it was actually written by Dolly Parton.
Yeah, and there is a Dolly Parton version out there where she sings the song.
There is, because I was about to say that I saw it. Like I saw it on YouTube where she was singing it like with a little guitar. I was like, wow. And also it features I Am Every Woman, which is also an iconic song,
Yeah.
originally by Shaka Khan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I Have Nothing, also iconic, and Run to You, also iconic. Let's talk about all the iconic songs Whitney has. Listen,
Listen.
all the tracks that I just
Woo!
named, iconic,
Iconic.
hands down.
Iconic.
Like each and every one of those songs was played everywhere, every single time.
Listen.
Like,
So, The Bodyguard is actually an original soundtrack for the movie The Bodyguard.
yeah.
And originally, the album was released as an LP on a vinyl. So, how it was set up was that A side was all Whitney Houston songs, and the B side featured other artists.
Mm,
Um,
that's
so
interesting.
yeah, so I'm not sure how they repackaged that
Right.
after vinyl. Well, I suppose you could do A side, B side on cassettes as well, and then just two CDs. Curious. Yeah, so the producers of the album were executive producers at that, not even just producers, were
Yeah.
Whitney Houston herself and Mr.
Mhm.
Clive Davis. So it was big things. Don't fuck around with the album.
No way.
It was
Like,
very highly praised for its production value and, of course, Miss Whitney's vocals.
vocals, come on.
Because
You can't deny that. Listen,
listen, if
I
it's one
saw
thing Whitney's gonna do,
is give you vocals.
hmm,
Listen, I saw short, I think it was trending on TikTok or Facebook or something like that, where she was accepting an award. I can't remember at which particular award show, but she was accepting an award and she was singing like a piece of I'm Every Woman. Flawless. She just like came up on stage and just started
she
singing
just
that
did the
piece and
things.
flawless. You know, like some artists would have to like get into the mood, have to like clear their
Yeah.
throat or drink water or what. She just started singing and flawless, exactly the same way
Legendary.
how she sounds on the recording. And I'm like, wow,
Listen,
wow.
listen.
Like,
Whitney Houston was a legend.
yeah.
Yo.
No, like really and truly, really and
Yeah.
truly.
And also, the album won a Grammy, so it wasn't small things again. And I Will Always Love You spent 14 weeks
Talk about it.
at number one on the Billboard Hot
Talk
100.
about it. Talk about it.
It is not a small feat, my friends.
No.
This is
No.
She did the most.
did.
She was doing the most with this album.
She really did.
But yeah, that is The Bodyguard by Madame Whitney Houston.
Madame Whitney Houston. The way you say Madame.
Madame, bro.
So number 2, going on to the second best-selling album, is by the Eagles again, but this time it's their greatest hits. So their greatest hits between 1971 to 1975. And this was actually released in 1976 under the label Rhino. And the total sales were 41.2 million copies. Wow, again. And the genre was rock, obviously. And it features tracks such as One of These Nights, Best of My Love. I think I know Best of My Love. Tequila Sunrise and Desperado. Why do I feel like I know Best of My Love and Tequila Sunrise?
I won't lie. I didn't know a single song on this album.
The names ring a bell to me, but it could be from other artists. I just saying. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I went to Google the lead singles and I was just like, why did I say Google when I went on YouTube? But I went Google. Yeah, I went to YouTube, the lead singles, and I was like, I don't know any of these tracks.
Yeah,
but
no.
This album also did very big things. The band didn't actually like that the shit was released because one, they weren't told about it. Their manager at the time and the label decided that they were going to put out this greatest hits album with as you said, a mix of their songs from 71 to 75. They didn't know about it until the shit was being released, and they were like, why did you do that? They felt like the record label was essentially taking advantage of product that was already there to push a new product. without putting in any effort for like production or whatever. They were like,
Not
well,
gonna
instead
lie,
of, yeah.
not gonna lie though, they did it though because it's the number two,
No, yeah,
best
they
selling
managed.
album. They managed to do it, even though it's kind of messed up.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, they managed to do it still. So, but no, it's messed up.
So the band said that a lot of their albums are concept albums, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they were upset with this, not only because they felt like the label was just pushing a product for the sake of money,
Right.
but also because they removed songs out of albums where they were part of a greater story.
Oh,
So now you're putting the song by itself where
so
you don't get the full effect
yeah,
of
like
the
the
song within
context
the
of it is
album.
not, it's not, yeah. Mm-mm.
Exactly. So they're upset about that because they were like there was zero thought put into whether this
Mm-hmm.
was actually going to be good or not.
Or not.
Yeah, but then it did a bunch of numbers, and I think one or two of the band members later on down the line were like, I mean, we're grateful, but it still, could have been
It's
a
still,
conversation
yeah,
that was
right.
had. But in any case, the album performed really well, and One of These Nights and Best of My Love both topped the Billboard Hot 100 chart.
Nice.
So it did it did the things that it was meant to do, and good for the Eagles. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for.
Yes. Yes.
We're on to number one.
Mm.
And number one is none
Mm.
other than Thriller
Yes.
by Mr. Michael Jackson.
Listen,
And the crowd goes
goosebumps,
wild.
goosebumps,
This
goosebumps,
this now,
goosebumps.
this is somebody that I grew up listening to.
Yes. I also
Like
grew up listening to him.
every single person in my family, Michael Jackson was the one.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson was a music standard in our
Mhm.
family.
You want to hear something?
Mm.
So when I was younger, I attended an after school program, and the after school program was called ASA. So
Mhm.
ASA.
Mhm.
I can't remember what the abbreviation stands for at the moment, but they would have like an ASA mini playback show.
Yeah.
And the ASA mini playback show would be the students at the after school program lip syncing songs from great artists.
That's so
And
fun.
I actually did a lip sync to Michael Jackson's song ABC, ABC, but when he was
Woo!
younger.
From the Jackson
Yes.
5.
Yes, I did a lip sync to ABC, and I had like the afro, like I bought like a fake afro. I had
Yeah.
like an afro. I had like I can't remember what clothes he wore at that time, but I kind of dressed like him a bit, like with
Yeah.
the shirt open a bit and
Yeah.
like with the pants and
The bell
everything.
bottoms.
Listen,
Hell
and
yeah.
I had like girls on the side of me dancing and all of that, but like real like
Chardonnay said production.
listen, I had smoke and everything flying over me. I was all on the floor doing dances. Listen, like I actually I got third runner up for that because there was someone that did James Brown
Mhm.
and someone else that did something else. I can't remember, but James Brown I think was number one. That person came out number one.
Listen, James Brown, those
Um
are not joke things. That's
Listen,
serious music.
but it was so cool because we all just did like an imitation lip sync. Like we literally
That's
like
so
learned
sick.
the dance, learned the song, and it was just like a whole fun production.
Yeah.
And and I believe that was my first ever performance, which was non-singing.
Yeah.
But that was my first ever performance. So yeah, and that's how I grew up. Listening to him, just being inspired by the like him being so young, being a part of the Jackson 5 and the things
Mhm.
that they would do like with their music and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a fun time. That was a fun
Iconic.
time.
Iconic. You
Yes.
reminded me that in school we sang Heal the World for
Oh
like
wow, yes.
for like something. It was like a really big deal. I don't remember why though. I
That
was
song
young.
is awesome. That
But
song is amazing.
we sang Heal the World as a class. You know the intro to the song with the little girl talking?
Yes.
Yeah, so somebody had to do that part and all the things. It
Okay.
was very much serious. It
It's
was,
giving theater. Theater.
listen, it was
Yeah.
doing the things, but it was very fun.
I think I still have like a cassette tape, you know, like the
Mm-hmm.
ones that you put in a TV,
Mm-hmm.
of me
The
performing.
VHS tape.
Yes, I think I still have that tape of me performing ABC
First
by
of
Jackson
all,
5.
find it.
I think it's right there. I think my mom has it.
What? Feel like we just went off on about
We
Michael
just
Jackson.
went off.
We got too deep
Listen,
in the feels. So anyway,
listen.
as I said, number one, it's Thriller
Mm-hmm.
by Michael Jackson. It was released in
Mm-hmm.
1982 under Epic Records.
Nice.
The total certified sales is 49.2 million copies. Just
We
take
just
that
had
in.
to take that, you know, a moment of silence because
Take that in. Yeah. And the genre is pop, but also some disco influence in there. So like
mm-hmm.
disco pop vibes.
Mm-hmm.
And then featured tracks are, of course, Thriller, Billie Jean, Beat It,
Mm,
Human
mm,
Human
mm,
Nature.
mm.
Might as well name all of them. PYT.
Listen,
The Girl Is
no.
Mine. Like, come on, man. Come
Listen,
on.
Beat It is my favorite. Beat It, Billie Jean, Human Nature, and Thriller. What I found so crazy was that the album only consists of like 7 songs, right?
Mm.
About 7 songs. And I'm like, this album sold over like you could say close to like 50 million. Let me just say it
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and only 7 songs on the album. Like what?
It's a legendary things.
Yeah,
It's iconic things.
yes. Which
It's serious about music things.
and when I when I listened to Thriller again and Beat It and Billie Jean, I just got goosebumps because I'm like, he puts his soul
Listen.
into his music. And I'm like, being so young how he was, because when he did Billie Jean and all those, like he was pretty young still, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. No,
I
he
don't know
did
what
the
to say.
things.
But he did the things. Some fun facts about this album is that it was produced by Quincy Jones and co-produced by Michael Jackson himself. And Michael Jackson wanted to make an album where every track on the album was a killer, which he did. Because I mean,
Accomplished. Go reach.
hello,
Go reached.
listen. And all the songs reached the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100, and Beat It and Billie Jean both topped the chart, which, as they should. Like, listen.
Exactly. I was gonna say, like, are we surprised? No, we're not.
Listen. And the Billie Jean performance on Motown 25, Yesterday, Today, Forever, was the debut of his famous moonwalk dance move.
I know how to moonwalk. That's a fun fact about me. I know how to moonwalk, but
I can't
I
do
do
it.
not look like Michael Jackson when I do it, and I feel like it's unfair. Frankly, he does it so smooth and so clean.
Then let's talk about the iconic Thriller. That's the movie, right?
The music video.
The music video that he made. It was just like, I say a movie because for me it was like a movie, bitch.
No, yeah,
like,
me too. Also, it scared the fuck out of me.
No, it did. For me too, it did. I was like, whoop.
Those, you know the part in the movie when she gets stuck in like that little wooden cabin, and the zombies are all outside, and they're like trying to break in. Listen, that shit horrified me. I was scared for a while.
Don't talk about seeing the zombies dancing, because I'm like, this is even more terrifying. Because why are you guys dancing?
No, but listen, they slayed the fuck out of the dance.
No, they slayed the dance, but it was scary because I'm like, you're supposed to be scaring me, but you're dancing? What? This is even weirder. Like,
yeah, I learned that dance.
No, I was too scared.
I learned it. No, but I learned it as a teenager, not as a kid when it came out. As a kid when it came out, I was scared.
I was scared as well.
But I would watch it, and then I would just be scared for a while. But it was a super iconic music video. It paid homage to a lot of classic horror films, so you could see You could see all the influences in the things. Also, the outfit from the music video, the red leather jacket situation, iconic. So yeah, that is what? Hello, words. My mouth said no,
Mm-mm.
but yeah, that was the top 5 best-selling albums of all
Mm-hmm.
time
Mm-hmm.
worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
That's that. We
That's that.
like, yeah,
Period.
don't fight with us. But anyway, like we said, these types of charts are counted different ways. If we were to use the claimed sales, the difference honestly wouldn't be that big in terms of who's in the top 2 spots at least. So,
So just to kind of recap the 5 best-selling albums of all time. In fifth place, we have Come On Over by Shania Twain. In fourth place, we have Hotel California by Eagles.
mm-hmm,
In third place, we have The Bodyguard by Whitney Houston.
mm-hmm.
In second place, we have um, the greatest hits of the Eagles between 1971 and 1975. And in first place, we have none other than Thriller by Michael Jackson. There you go. That's that.
We're gonna go now.
So if you guys are watching us on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you are listening to us on Spotify and Anchor, don't forget to follow our podcast and rate us and leave
Mm-hmm.
a comment on Anchor. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Don't Touch My Music Pod and follow us on TikTok at Don't Touch My Music Pod. There you will be able to see all the little bloopers and the things that did not make it into the podcast, but also informative posts about the things that we talked about on the podcast. So
Mm.
check it out, follow us, rate our podcast, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this. Bye.
Bye.